Well, John, yesterday Janelle and I went to Jimmy John's. We brought Otis with.
Oh, are we on?
We're on.
No, we aren't.
Yes, we are. The light's red.
Oh. You didn't tell me we were on. You sneaker.
Little sneaky man.
Yeah.
So yesterday, Janelle and I went to Jimmy John's and we took Otis for a ride. He came with. And we ordered and went around to the window. And the lady was very infatuated with Otis. And
oh, really?
She said, does he like bacon? Like, that's a weird question to ask, but I'm sure
Great.
yes, he does.
Yeah. Hell, everybody likes bacon.
A minute or two later, she came back to the window with like 5 strips of bacon on this napkin.
Oh, really?
And handed it over. So Otis went to town and ate it in like 2 bites. And she came back and she said, "Oh, did he eat it all already?" And they're like, "Yeah, he did." But I told you how funny it would be if she came back and Janelle just had it stuffed in her mouth. He loved it.
When you got a real friend, you don't need much. Just a place to sit and fish is more than enough. When you got a real pal, there's nothing too tough. Together it is better when you got your real bud. Real bud.
That would have been fun.
If
you and I together, we would have done that.
But then oh yeah,
That's a big piece of bacon coming.
did Otis like the bacon?
Oh,
He could it all so fast. Can he have more?
Mm-hmm.
He wants more. But I thought it was funny
more.
because if I ordered extra and put it on the sandwich or something, they would charge like $5. But just because Otis was existing and being cute in the back seat,
Yeah.
he got 5 for free.
Well, he's kind of like an old guy, kind of like me, in that, oh, he's so cute. That's what everybody say. Oh, he's so cute.
Yeah, is that what he says?
He is. Is he asleep on the floor over there?
He's 4 years old now.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. As of last week, and he went to the vet last week too.
Well, he did. What'd the vet say?
Vet said, looks good, teeth good, joints good, weight's good. Might want to remove that lump on his shoulder, and he's got one on his like forearm thing, but otherwise he's good.
All right. What does that mean? I don't know what that means
What?
in vet language because we don't have any animals.
What does what mean?
Need to remove that.
He's got this growth on his shoulder.
Okay.
It's gotten bigger since we've had him, but they kept saying that it was not anything to be concerned about. It was just like a surface level thing. And they said it's still not as concerning, the big one, but there's one on his leg we felt that was felt like a tick, but it's just a little tiny growth. And she said she's more concerned with that one because if they had to do surgery on it, and it got any bigger, it'd be harder to close it up and suture it because of the skin there. So
Okay.
anyway, kind of a gross conversation, but
No, not really. But this is Otis, man, the president of the company. We gotta make sure he's okay.
you'd have to do some plastic surgery. So yeah, he got a good bill of health.
Good.
So
That's good.
great gift for his 4-year-old birthday.
Now, how did they determine he was 4? We weren't really sure of his age.
Well, when we got him in June of 21, they said it was just under 1. They said his birthday was July 11th.
Oh, okay.
So
all right.
they could tell by his teeth or something that he was younger.
Okay, that's what I was getting at.
And but now I was kind of sad because what if he's actually a lot older and they just said he was 1. But Janelle found a picture of him the other day of when we first got him and his teeth were kind of straight in the bottom. And now they're very crooked, and he's got two front teeth that are much lower. So
Okay.
he's changed enough that I think he was young when we got him. But
All right.
yeah.
So I mean, he's 4. In our adult years, what would that make him?
28.
28.
Maybe even older because I don't think his breed lives as long as some, but I don't know.
What is the life expectancy of the breed?
I think it's 10 to 13 years.
Really? Okay, I thought interesting.
We wanted to get a Bernese Mountain Dog, but those were only 6 to 8 years.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
and then he just fell into our laps.
Yep.
This is not the Otis episode. We can move on to other things.
Well, I know, but it's always good to talk about the big O.
Yeah. So, have you recovered? Are you dried out?
I've recovered. I've got enough sleep. I've gotten cool.
You drank your water?
Drank my water. I did all the things that everybody was literally screaming at me to do.
And that's because you were at
I was at the Great Car Show in Kansas City this year, this past Sunday.
and it was 100 degrees,
It
close
was
to?
98 degrees in the
Yeah.
afternoon, and man, it was hot.
And
It
you
really was hot.
had to be there at 5 a.m.
I had to be there at 5 o'clock in the morning to get everything set up, to help get everything set up. Wasn't me alone, but there was a great team of people that got out there and worked and got all the flags up and the tents up and got everything marked for where these great cars came and had their spaces. And
I'm going to tell your boss that you told everyone that you ran it yourself, set it up yourself.
no, I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I don't want to. That's too much. That's way too much effort.
But I was concerned because of the heat, and you got there at 5. You said you were going to work until like 3 or 4.
And I did.
No,
Yes, I did.
you said you left at 1.
No, I left. There was a gentleman that had a heat stroke, and he was doing okay. He was fine, but
After he crashed his car into what?
well, I don't want to go in detail with that, but
You have to say his name.
no, but it anyway. He was doing okay, but he was had the shakes and all kinds of stuff. Couldn't remember some things, and anyway, so I took him home. I gave him a ride home.
Which you said you did that at 1 o'clock.
I took him home about it was about 1:30, something like
And then
that.
you said your boss told you to clock out at 3.
Just clock out at 3.
So you were done around 1-ish.
I was done around 1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
kind of what I said.
sure. That's how we figure this one.
Uh,
But it was a lot of fun. We had some great cars there, some beautiful cars from people throughout Kansas City, the greater Kansas City area.
that sounded kind of Trumpy, what you just said.
What's that?
We had some great cars, beautiful cars.
Great cars, beautiful cars.
I have to say, your Trump impression is not quite there.
No, it isn't there yet. I'm working on it.
You'll get there.
I'll get there. I'll get there eventually.
Wonderful cars. How old were the cars?
Oh, a variety of ages.
Favorite car? Name your favorite.
Oh, what did I see there? I saw like a 1938 Cadillac Cabriolet Brougham.
Wow.
That was really cool.
Our listeners will have to Google that one.
They'll have to Google that one. It's pretty neat little car.
Does it feel weird? I know you weren't born then, but is it weird to know like cars 20 years after that are cars that you used to love? Like they were brand new and now they're like classics.
What do you mean? I don't understand
Like-
the question.
It'd be like me seeing like a Mercury Cougar out on the streets and being like, man, that thing when I was young, that was a cool car. And now it's not a classic yet. I don't know.
Well, it is a classic. I mean,
It's not a good
they still
looking
are.
car, but something like that where, I don't know, like a 2000 Mustang. And
Mhm.
to me, that still looks kind of new, but at some point it's going to be a classic car.
It
And
is, yeah. Probably
Does it
already
feel weird
is.
to know all the cars that you grew up with are now like classics and in museums as like the cool car?
Yeah.
That's what you need. You need a shirt that says, I think I've seen it before, I'm not old, I'm just a classic. With a picture of like a car on it.
Okay, we can do that.
They probably sell them at like Walmart or something.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. I'm
Just
sure they will.
like just sit, open up.
Yeah, we're sitting and watching Otis.
No shame. So, but it's a good show. Any
It was a
other
good show.
favorites?
A lot of people there, and a lot of cars. I think there was like 300 cars that were there, and we did a count. We had about over 1,800 people that came through.
Wow.
So that was kind of a big time for us. Big time.
Any other favorite cars you saw?
Oh gosh, there were so many of them, Taylor. There was a lot of them that were unique cars, from old Studebakers to some old classic cars, and to some just very the street rod kind of cars. To there was one Chuck Foose car. There was a custom designed a car for a gentleman, and then some very 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 fast cars too, which was fun.
Nice. I saw there was a Cybertruck that was painted to look like something else.
A Cybertruck.
Yeah, one of those Tesla Cybertrucks, but the paint job made it
Oh,
look
yeah,
like something
yeah,
different. I forget
yeah.
what it was.
Yeah, and I didn't get a chance to go up and look that. I wanted to look at one of those Tesla trucks. They look intriguing.
I think they're ugly, but you should get
Do
one.
you? Why do you think they're ugly?
Because it looks like a big fridge. Looks
It
like
does. It looks very
Samsung
unique.
or a Frigidaire. I was,
But don't you find them curious at all?
I mean, curious as to why they would buy that. I don't know.
Curious as to maybe looking inside and finding out what it's all about?
Yeah, I'd be kind of interested to see what a spaceship looks like on the inside. But
Yeah.
I like some Teslas. All the other ones I kind of like the look of, but not that one.
I was talking to a guy at the car show, and we were talking about the same thing. And he said, I'm a little bit nervous about those because, you know, every movement that you make in that car is computer generated. And so consequently, if you steer it, the steering is determined by the computer.
Hmm.
And if you have a problem with the computer, if you have a glitch in the computer as you're driving down the highway at 90 miles an hour and it decides it doesn't want to steer anymore, you got kind of a serious problem. So their feel good level isn't there quite yet.
I can understand that. I mean, especially for those, but for Teslas in general, I don't think people should be as concerned. But I think it's funny because it's probably like when power steering first came out, everyone with the old cars is probably like, "How do you trust that? The power steering?"
Well, my point to this gentleman was they've been doing this with aircraft for years now. I mean, for years and years and years. You know, the fighter jets that the military has and regular travel jets, you know, Boeing and Airbus and all of those guys. They've been doing this for 20, 30 years now.
I think the inside of them could look cool. I haven't looked at any pictures of them, but I think just from the outside alone, it's ugly.
Next time we're out and about, we'll stop by the Tesla place and take a peek at them.
Okay.
And then we'll do a full, complete report, ladies and gentlemen.
Mostly I hate the one giant windshield wiper. You seen that?
I haven't seen that.
No.
Is it pretty cool?
No, it's
kind of neat.
ugly.
Well, I know Mercedes-Benz has a one windshield wiper that covers the entire windshield.
I mean, it's just huge. It's a giant windshield too. You can't really see it.
Well, I would hate to have something go wrong with those things.
I would hate to have a rock-headed windshield in the other Teslas. Like it's like an infinity windshield where it goes all the way back to the ceiling and all that.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what that would cost to replace.
Ooh.
But
be quite a bit. I'm sure it'd be quite a bit.
Well, looking forward.
How about you? What'd you do this weekend?
Well, I finished editing a wedding.
Did you? Good.
And that's my last wedding until September.
Oh.
And then a couple in October. So
we need to get Taylor Atkinson Photography out in the forefront again.
I've got a couple other shoots, but I just didn't have many booked last year. So have a few for next year. Another one on the horizon. Excuse me. That was rude. But not a lot going on. My friend Brandon left. So he's off house hunting elsewhere now.
And your friend Brandon, kind of give us a rundown on him. He came to spend the week with you.
Oh yeah, he will be on a future episode.
Uh-huh.
Should I say what he does? It's not that.
Let's kind of wait and see. And
I can say I'll just say it. It's not that exciting because I don't want to tease it and have people be like, "We thought he was in the Secret Service."
Okay.
Yeah, I went to college with him at Iowa State. He worked on their turf management team.
Mm-hmm.
And so he did all like the mowing and painting and aerating and all the lawn care for the football stadium. And it's kind of a powerhouse program. They turn out a lot of professionals in the industry. So he interned with the Red Sox, and then he went and worked for the Eagles after he graduated as an internship. And then he left there and worked for the MLS team in Philadelphia. And then he went back to the Eagles full time. And then he went to the Bears, not for the Bears, but for Soldier Field. And then he just left there and got a job with the Chiefs. He started last week. So he's looking for a place here to live. So it's fun because I told Janelle before we should visit him in Chicago and just said she would like him a lot, him and his wife. And it's fun that they're going to move here now.
Oh, good. Good. We always like people to move into Kansas City.
But
in the greater Kansas City area, I should say.
I think when he left, he probably said, I'm never going to come back again because I asked him way too many questions. It's like he's being interviewed on the spot.
Kidding. No, really?
He just has an interesting job to me, I guess. Like, I was asking all the different, like how that stadium paints theirs and how this stadium, like what kind of grass they grow and why they can stripe this one but not that one. And so it's going to be an interesting interview when he gets on because...
Well, I can't wait because I'm going to have Cutie Pie write down a whole bunch of questions for our turf management at the...
So does Arrowhead have rabbits? How do they keep the rabbits?
The rabbits. We had a big discussion about the rabbits last night, as a matter of fact, with our neighbor.
Yeah, I think she's always discussing them.
Yep.
But otherwise, only other new thing with me is I'm reverting back to my childlike behaviors. I'm not picking my nose again.
That's frightening. Oh, dear God, there's so many things that went through my mind when you said that. Oh, Lord.
Such
Kim,
as?
I'm sorry, Kim.
I'm not wetting the bed again.
Joe.
George.
I'm just going to say, excuse me, Joe, it's starting to happen again. It's coming around for the second time.
I only wet the bed once last week. But I waited 11 years for this. But a new college football video game came out.
Oh.
And I don't care how much of a nerd I sound like, but I wasn't much of a gamer at all. I think I'd play it. Growing up, I'd play it all the time in junior high and high school and college a little bit. But then they quit making it, I think, my senior year of college. And they haven't come out with one since. So I've been looking forward to this. This announced it was coming out like 3 years ago. And they said it's only going to be on the newest PlayStation and Xbox, whatever. So I bought a new one.
Why, of course.
And then...
Why would you not go out and spend $10,000 on a new PlayStation?
Yeah. We should do a segment of how much do these things cost, John?
Yeah, okay, I'm good with that.
What do you think a PlayStation 5 costs?
$500.
That's close. Okay. That's not as bad.
$499 or something.
Yeah, I think the higher end is like $300 or $400.
Oh, is it?
So,
okay.
Good guess. But... yeah, so I bought that then, and then like a year and a half into them developing the game, they're like, it's actually not coming out until the next year. So,
oh man,
waited a whole another year,
toying with you.
And then, then it came out this week, and I was excited and been playing it quite a bit.
I didn't know you were a gamer.
Well, I'm not usually, but that's why I had to buy the whole console just so I could play this game. Which out of all the games, I think it's the least nerdy you can say you play. It's like a football game.
Well,
it's not like I'm playing dragons versus zombies, and I'm going to rescue the princess if I get the magic lair.
You're nerdy. You're the nerd guy.
I told Janelle's she's been a saint dealing with it.
Has she?
So are you going back to the office to play your game again? Sorry, babe, I need to win the championship. So I get to tell her she gets to
I'm on
sleep with the champion.
Level 12, dear. Level 12.
Not quite, but
yeah.
We're 12-1 right now. We're looking pretty good going to the off season. Got some good recruiting classes.
That's great.
So
that's great.
That's been my latest.
See, I never knew that. I never knew you were into all that.
Well, I just said I'm not usually into it, but now that
I didn't know you were not into it when you were younger.
Oh, yeah. I was into it then, and then I had to take a break, and then
this compulsive behavior kind of situation.
The doctor said it's best for my health and marriage.
The meds wouldn't work.
They said you have to wean back. Well, it's like if you fished your whole life and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, we're actually banning the fishing of trout, actually all fishing. So we're going to empty out all the rivers and streams indefinitely. So you're like, well, shoot, I got to find a new hobby now. And then in 11 years, they're like, actually, they're back. And then you and all your friends are like, we're doing it now.
We're doing it. Let's go.
I'm going to go catch 50 in one night.
50.
But yeah, so it's a lot different. It's a lot more realistic. It's fun.
I'm sure the technology is just far and away better than what it was 9 years ago. Has to be.
Yeah.
Has to be.
It looks way...
The graphics and everything.
Exactly, the graphics.
Yeah, it's the graphics.
But yeah, did you play video games growing up?
We never had video games when I was growing up.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
When did...
I was.
Because they weren't out yet, or because
They weren't out. They just weren't out.
When did Pong come out?
Oh gosh, it was during my tenure as a kid. It was. I was thinking maybe in the 80s.
72.
Okay, in 1972.
Oh, Tetris was invented on your 34th birthday.
Right, and so I was in my 30s when all this stuff started happening.
Well, you were 22 when Pong came out.
Okay,
But wasn't it like you didn't buy one then when you
No.
got married?
No.
Mary, I'll be in the basement. I'm playing Pong. Why don't you play beer pong with all the normal people?
That's about right.
I mean, that'd be a hard game to kind of binge by yourself, especially.
Do you remember playing Pong? Did you ever play Pong? I should say.
I think I played it on like a Nintendo years later, but it looks like it'd be fun for 10 minutes tops. It was good.
It was just so slow.
Did it ever speed up or anything?
Never sped up.
Hmm.
Never at all.
Well, what was the first video game that you played? Do you remember?
Probably Pong.
But just years later
Yeah, it was just years later.
at an arcade.
Probably at a bar somewhere.
We went to catch a flick, and then we went to the bar, and then we
Yeah.
were at the drive-in, and then
Yeah, I happen to have a pocket full of change, so
I tossed Mary House a quarter, and she said, "Wow."
you don't remember the days when they had change. You had change in your pocket.
Okay, well, that brings me to a story I was going to tell.
Oh, okay. What is that?
So I went to a drive-through the other day
Uh-huh.
and ordered
Where?
something.
Can we say?
It's fine. I mean, it's not a diss on anybody. It was Alvarado's. I got a breakfast burrito for myself and my wife.
Oh, okay.
And the diet had taken a pause, I guess, for a week or when we had a guest here.
Okay.
And I think the total was like 18.24, yeah. Or 16.24. And I gave her a 20 and then a quarter. So I thought I would get I sound so old complaining about this. I'm just kind of curious. I thought I was going to get $4.01 back,
Right.
but I just got the $4. And I didn't get my penny, which I didn't want, but I was just curious as to like if like people, I mean, I was okay with it. But
Wait
just
a
like
minute, stop.
she took it
Just
upon
stop, just
herself
stop,
to
just
just assume I wanted to give her that.
Just stop a minute.
I just haven't seen that before.
Has there been a reverse in roles here?
Freaky Friday.
Are you the old guy now? What's
oh my
the
gosh,
deal,
I'm John.
man? Here we go.
Well, we're gonna have to bleep that out.
No, we won't.
You can't say that word on here.
All right, well, it's not so derogatorily.
It's gonna be bleeped.
Okay.
So yeah, it wasn't a.
So you were kind of miffed that you didn't get your penny back, right?
It wasn't miffed. I was just surprised that like
Cheapskate,
usually they offer,
yeah.
and I'm like, oh, you can keep the.
Money grubber.
Because I was going to say you can keep the change, but I was afraid she would think I meant the ones also. I want the bills, just not the change.
Right.
So, anyway, to answer your question, I don't usually have change in my pocket. I keep some in my car for cases like that. But
When I used to travel a lot, I would always come home off of a road trip with a whole pocket full of change because you're always giving, cash out to people, and the days of cash are gone anyway. And so I'd start filling up these bags full of all kinds of change. One time I took it up to the bank and I had like $450 worth of change. So anyway.
remember, I forget who it was, but it's my aunt or someone had one of those big like 5-gallon water jugs.
Oh, the big water jugs.
And it was
Yeah.
full of pennies and coins and all that. I heard someone went to.
How do you carry though? You couldn't pick that thing up, I'm sure.
Well, it's that corn-fed Iowa strength.
Oh, okay.
You can pick
All
it up
right,
there.
Okay.
Come on now.
Back on the farm.
Come on, somebody.
Okay.
But I had a friend who went to a Royals game, and he said he went to pay for a drink or a popcorn or something, hot dog. Oh, is that like iced lemonade? And he went to pass change down. And he's like, "Yeah, we don't take cash," so he had to pass down the card reader, and yeah, so he had to do it that way. which is kind of funny.
Yeah, we're getting away from cash, period.
Which I don't mind, but it's just funny because, he was like, "Is he gonna shout at me from down the aisle and say, 'Do you want to leave a tip? What % should I put?'" And you're really on the hot seat.
Yeah, you're really under the microscope now.
0%, please.
I have a good friend of mine that is always uses cash. He never uses any kind of credit card at all. Even when he travels or goes to the gas station or
John Wald?
Yeah.
Nice.
one of those things.
So John Wald?
Huh?
John Wald?
Yeah. He always pays with, as you say, good old American money.
I mean, there's signs. Could be the flip phone that he still uses.
Flip phone that he still uses. Exactly right. Yep. He has a flip phone, still wears coveralls. Yeah. But anyway, that's everybody who knows John Wald accepts him for how backward and old he really is.
But his family makes a mean firework.
They do. They made some great fireworks.
So any other games that you remember playing though?
No, I really not. I forget what the first handheld,
Like a Nintendo?
like little games were that you could
an Atari?
I'm not sure what the name of it was, but it was handheld and you could take it anywhere because they were battery operated.
A Game Boy?
Yeah, probably a Game Boy.
That was probably more my time.
I don't know. What were the first how should I say that? First Game Boys or whatever.
Interactive visual games, the spread of games. I'm not seeing. It's very wordy. It's not laid out. So Pong. I don't know. I have to look at pictures.
Okay.
But you don't remember playing any other ones?
No, I don't.
Have your grandkids ever played like Call of Duty with you?
No, they haven't.
There are some funny videos out there of like old guys who are playing and it's like Grandpa got a flashback and it's like a war game and he's like shooting all the Nazis or something.
Yeah, I could see us doing that. I did play one game with my daughters one time. They were probably 6 or 7 years old.
How long's Daddy going to be at the bar game?
About the same length of time as when he comes home to take the Irish flag down from the. But they thought it would be kind of fun to see if Dad could land this airplane on a battleship. They thought that was kind of cool.
A video game?
Yeah, it was a video game. And they've been trying all afternoon to do this. They kept splashing into the water and hitting into the side of the ship and all this kind of stuff. And so they thought, well, Dad, if we can't do it, Dad can't do it either. And so they gave me the controls on the thing, and I landed that thing perfectly the first try and just threw the controls down and walked out. It's like dropping the mic in front of your kids.
Did you fight the coolest guy in the world?
Played the coolest guy in the world.
What'd they say when you walked away?
Oh, I just heard this.
Oh, he's so cool.
Wow.
He's
so cool. He's such a neat guy.
Wow.
God, we love him. Yeah. I'm sure that's what they said.
Dad, can you make me a dollhouse? No.
That was what's going through my mind. Anyway.
But really, they're just like,
get out of here, you crazy old coot, you know.
I feel like my cousins, Steve's son, both their sons had video games, and that was the coolest thing, I thought. So we'd go over for Christmas, and I'd be playing some basketball game in the basement, or I think it's Zelda or something. I couldn't get into that, but Donkey Kong, we play a lot of that.
Okay.
Some Mario Kart.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
But never played the early ones. And then one Christmas, I got a TV and a PS2 for my birthday.
Ooh,
or for Christmas.
Now that's big.
And I played a lot of Tony Hawk Pro Skater. It was a good game.
Wow. Okay.
I spent a lot of my childhood playing that.
Yeah.
And then
this is starting to answer a lot of questions on your upbringing to me.
Which is what?
Did you ever play video games when you were a kid?
You never need. You always wondered.
Yep.
Hey, please don't spill this. Yeah, I didn't. After, I don't know, high school, I never really played a whole lot, but
You didn't play a lot in college?
we'd play some Call of Duty in college.
Did you?
Some college football, but
See, I've heard Call of Duty is really cool. It's pretty neat.
you should get a console. John, what's on your Christmas list? I'd like an Xbox One and a PS5, please.
Yeah.
A headset and a controller and a monthly subscription so I can play Taylor in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
You'd do well.
Really? I know.
Probably
I
not.
know nothing about it. Nothing about it.
There's just so many.
Other than you kill a bunch of people.
Yeah, there's just so many people who do it nonstop all day. Like people will stream for their jobs, and
Mm-hmm.
young kids who are playing these games who have done it for years, and it's a pretty high learning curve if you were just getting into it. But
Really?
you could probably make some money streaming and just being bad at it. Just
No kidding. Really?
having commentary. There's a guy out there, I forget his name, but I think he was in like some sort of war, but he plays this other video game and he just is like a sniper and he sits in the distance and shoots people and laughs, and people love watching his videos.
Wow.
So you could just comment and pretend like you were in a big war, and just like in Iwo Jima.
I'm not quite that old.
Just like in Desert Storm. Yeah, so we played that, and then yeah, like I said,
Did it bring back a lot of childhood memories for you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really know what memories, but
Sitting in the basement by yourself in the dark playing.
well, this is episode 41, everyone. Thanks for
Ladies and gentlemen, this will be the last episode for Real Bud Side.
my feelings cannot keep getting hurt like this. I never played in the basement. I was in my room,
In the dark.
depending on the time of day.
That's okay.
Mom, where's my snacks?
Here, honey.
I asked for them cut up with peanut butter and raisins.
Joe and Kim, is this bringing back some memories for you too?
I wanted ants on a log. This is stupid. Yeah. So I don't think it affected me too much. I was still active.
Too much. Like there was a presumption or assumption that there is something that
I mean, I probably could have
needs to
been.
be fixed, obviously.
I probably could have benefited from a little more sun, but
Uh-huh. Yeah, I see. Yeah, more vitamin D.
I had real world friends, not just online friends, and yeah. But it
Well,
was
you got one now.
yeah. He's over there sleeping on the couch.
He is. He's snoozing, man.
Yeah, I got one friend.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I remember back in the day, the games were all physical, so you'd have to go. I remember going to Walmart each year in the summer, and going to buy it at midnight or 11 p.m. And I was the only person in the store, and I was buying a video game and fire that bad boy up and play all night. But this year, it was the first time I bought a game like that at like the release date or whatever, and I pre-ordered it like 2 months ago, and it just showed up on my console at 3 p.m. on a Monday. So
Isn't technology great?
it was a little anticlimactic, but
Yeah.
but yeah, it was fun.
Well, what were you doing at Walmart at 12 o'clock at night then, a couple of weeks ago?
It was a misunderstanding.
Was there a misunderstanding, Otis? How was your bacon? Do you like your bacon? Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to go back.
Okay.
Oh no, please don't.
Yeah, he's talking to us.
He
He wants to be interviewed.
we forgot his bark collar back at my parents' house last week, and he's been acting up lately.
Yeah.
Yesterday we let him out and he started barking nonstop. And my neighbor Alan is outside having a fire and trying to enjoy his evening and have a couple beers. Can you stop? Stop. This is hurting viewership.
Good boy, Otis. Good boy.
And I apologized to him this morning, to Alan, and said, hey, sorry about Otis's barking. We left his collar at his grandparents. We're going to leave you next time. And he said, no worries. We like Otis, and he has the cool, deep bass bark. All good on our side of the fence. Your mother's not home. There he goes. So anyway, yeah, that was video game talk with Taylor and John. We'll have to make it we should do a video game review every now and then.
Okay, that'd be fun. That'd be a good segment for us to have.
You have to play like 1 or 2 games of Call of Duty and
Okay,
get your reaction.
all right. I'm up for that. That'd be kind of fun.
Janelle's played it a couple times.
Has she?
When we first started dating, she came over and she played it, and she did not do too hot. She couldn't figure out how to turn the face the other direction, and she was shooting the sky. So there could have been someone up there, but she was just checking all the angles.
Okay, all right.
Anything you wanted to talk about this week? We have some other stuff down.
We do.
I wanted to ask you, when you, sir, I was at Janelle's parents the other night, and they were talking about how her sisters do with another child, and they were talking about names and all that they liked, and they were talking about the meanings behind all the different names, and Janelle's mom was saying how Janelle's name meant one thing, and her middle name was her grandma's middle name, and they all had these nice meanings, and it was like, blessed one, child of God. And then I looked up mine, and it was one who tailors clothes. So.
Who was blessed one?
Well, Janelle for being married to me.
And child of God?
I don't know. I don't remember who had what name, but they were just looking up other names they liked, and they had these nice meanings and stuff. And mine was just somebody with a sewing kit.
It's all right. We need tailors.
Yeah. What is the...
I met another tailor today, as a matter of fact.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Boy or girl?
Boy. He's a major in the United States Army.
Wow. Is that the one whose car you drive around sometimes?
No, this is a different guy. He came in today and wanted to park his car there for a while.
Ooh. The name John is a masculine name of Hebrew origin that means God is gracious.
Mm-hmm. So be nice to me.
Graced by God.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I am nice to you, and God graced you with me.
Yes, and
God graced you with a wonderful friend.
I have some pretty good friends here that I'm with.
Who?
Like God.
My middle name is John, so got one thing
you
going.
only get half of God. HG.
Yeah, the name Joseph, your middle name, means he shall add. God shall add. I don't know.
Say that again.
God shall add.
God shall add.
I don't know what that means.
So both of mine are God related.
Yes.
Ooh.
Let's see what the last name means.
That's pretty amazing.
Ryan means little king.
There you go.
That could be your new name.
That could be interpreted many, many ways.
It'd be a new rap group.
We'll leave that ago. Little King.
What's up? It's Big Baldy and Lil King.
Lil. Lil.
We got our new album coming out. Little King.
Yeah, this month.
Get rich or die trying. So yeah, that was that. You wanted to talk about proper cowboy hat etiquette?
Well, I'm going to save that.
Okay.
I want to save that because it's just not quite the season for it because of the heat.
Is, because you can still wear. That's what part of this is about.
Well, yeah, it's just kind of part of it is about. But I want to do it in proper form and proper time.
Well, right now you can wear straw hats.
You can wear straw hats, which is the one like right behind you. By the way, is there a history behind that hat?
Yes, I was in Nashville. I may have been slightly overserved. I was safe and careful, though. And we were on a vacation, and I thought, you know what? I need a cowboy hat. And I went in, and I've only worn it that one time.
That's generally what happens. I love hats. I really do. And I'll see a hat that I like, and I'll buy it. And I'll wear it for like 10 seconds, and then off to the closet it goes.
Yeah, I think the idea of a cowboy hat is so fascinating, but I just couldn't pull it off, and there's not much of a use case for it.
We're going to get into all that. We're going to get into the history of cowboy hats and who designed them and who came out with them and why, and the whole thing. It's going to be kind of fun.
Well, I guess we have another topic we can discuss.
We do.
You've been very enthralled with politics lately,
I have.
and
Right
Trump.
now. Right now, the Republican convention's going on
Yeah, and you
as we speak.
told me you were very interested in this new vice president, the running mate for Donald Trump.
Yeah, J.D. Vance.
Whenever I hear his name, I think of Vance Refrigeration from The Office. Bob Vance. Vance Refrigeration. I'll tell you who's not going to be voted for vice president. You're going to be impeached. Don't wag your tail when I say that. But yeah, I had never heard of this guy. And he is half the age of Donald Trump.
Yeah, there's and the interesting thing to me is isn't my age and your age about the same?
Dude, stop. Theirs is 39 years difference, and ours is 41. About 40.
41?
41.
Wow.
Yeah. For 9 months of the year, it's 41.
Okay.
Hey, you got to stop. This is a professional
Yeah, this is
product here.
Yeah.
No dancing around. No. Come on.
This is our audience member that kind of talking back to us.
Let's stop it. Wait until your grandpa hears about this one again. Stop. What do you want? He's very sassy with this. We're going to edit all this out.
I'm gonna have to.
Kennel. 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 You're going to jail. Let's go.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we just saw our one and only audience member, also known as the president of this company, that has been banished to jail in his prison upstairs. God only knows what's going on up there right now. I'm sure there's been a stern lecture that's been given, but I don't know if the president of this company will adhere to that stern lecture. So in any event, I think we have a few minutes here where Mr. Taylor is up taking care of the naughty boy, so to speak, and he should be back down any minute, I would presume. And I'm sure he's going to be editing all of this out. But in any event, I can just ramble on. Oh, here he comes right now, ladies and gentlemen. He's back. And so did you get Mr. Otis all taken care of?
I thought I did, but he had food in his bowl. He would not go outside. So he'll be down here in about 3 minutes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Put more food in.
Okay.
And, yeah. So anyway, their age gap is 39 years. So.
And you know what? That's not I like J.D. Vance. I like his history. I like where he's coming from. I like his work ethic. I like his life experiences that he's had.
Did you know him before this?
I knew of him. I didn't know him.
So you've researched this a lot in the last 24 hours.
I've researched him quite a bit. More so than, other things. But
you probably know all the video games he likes to play.
Yeah, he hates video games, as a matter of fact.
He likes reading books like an adult would.
Yep.
Well, maybe you should
real books, like hardback books.
Maybe you two should go on a fishing trip or start a podcast together.
I think that might be in. You caught me.
I've been DMing JD.
We've been in negotiation for about 3 weeks now. So,
speaking of that South Dakota trip, taking
out.
JD.
No, I think it's time for the Republican Party to kind of shake it up a little bit and get some younger blood in there.
Or
And,
both of them.
well, both of them. I mean, that's you got you have Biden that is in his 80s. You have Nancy Pelosi in her 80s. You got Chuck Schumer who's up there, and a lot of the other Democrats that are up there.
Well, looking forward to
It is time.
his youthful ideas.
Mhm.
So now instead of we'll have to have like a Call of Duty tournament to see who gets drafted or not.
Ooh,
It's time for the draft. All right, everyone, get your headsets out and play.
it's time to play.
Whoever loses has to go to Korea.
Yep.
No, told you, John. There's a reason why I always played this game. Any other thoughts on that?
Nope.
I think that we should get. I told you we
What
should
do you
get.
think? I mean, you're. What do you think of the VP selection?
Other than his name sounding like a sitcom name, I don't care. I think it's nice to have someone younger that represents more people like me instead of
More people like me? Is that
people.
what you're saying? What are you saying?
I didn't say anything.
Yeah,
You can make all the inferences you want.
You're insinuating what?
It's nice that there's someone closer to my age who can
Time.
look out for my well-being since he's going to be part of the same future that I am.
Mm-hmm.
But people who are closer to your age may not be
What?
may not see the day that I get to retire or not. So it's nice to have someone representing me, possibly, that may be looking out for that
Okay. Well,
because it's his future America too.
I'm going to be long gone.
We don't know that.
Not really caring.
Are we looking down from heaven at us? Hey, look, another recession. Taylor's never going to retire.
Never.
He's going to be broke forever. Look, a Snickers is $17.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, but I said we should get some. We should add some new merch to our website. We get a Ryan Atkinson 24.
I like that. Let's. Can our T-shirt guy do that?
We'll see. Should we get a slogan? Don't campaigns usually have a slogan like "Make
Yeah.
America Great Again"? Or
Sure. Why don't you do? Why don't you? Here's a thought. As your future, not my future.
"Not my problem."
Your future, not my future.
You could say "Not my future, not my problem."
That's good. I like that.
That'd be a good way to get votes.
I like that. It's a good way to get votes.
It could just say "reeling in the years." I don't know what that even means.
I don't know.
Real ballots.
Ooh,
Ooh,
I like that.
that seems too political. Like,
Yeah, we're getting too political.
I don't.
here.
I just mean like real instead of real buzz, real ballots. But then that kind of sounds like people who are voting who aren't citizens. I didn't mean to take it like that, guys. Calm down. We just lost our viewer from Denmark.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we'll have to think of a slogan we could put on something. Slap it on there. Get
I
some
like
pins.
that. I think that's a great idea. What did you have on the T-shirt? 24.
Just Ryan Atkinson 24.
Yeah.
We could have like this dog man. We could have our faces like looking dramatically off into the distance.
American flag behind us.
It could be like
Waving.
an eagle.
Air jets of bombers flying over.
Hmm.
Oh, we got this.
A bush light. Yeah.
Cracking a salute.
Mm-hmm.
You bet.
We'll have to get some good Photoshop in there. Yeah. So
Do you know any photographers can do some photoshopping for us?
I don't know that kind of Photoshop. This is great.
That's security.
Someone's here that shouldn't be here. Well, yeah, you scratched the cowboy hat etiquette.
Yeah, we scratched the cowboy. We've put it temporarily on hold.
Oh, you want to talk about 11 examples of good and bad manners around the
Do you
world?
want to do that? Do we have
Sure.
time for that?
We've got time. We can always make time for your ideas. People love your ideas.
Yeah, I bet they do. Oh, God, let's switch it off now, folks.
My dad had a review that he enjoyed the talk about fighting animals and chickens roaming in packs. He said, I loved how you had just finished telling John that no weapons were allowed in the fight, so he immediately modifies his plan to substitute knives for guns.
Right.
So
You got to do that. You got to
make
see.
your own
You have to be
rules.
quick on your feet, and you got to be agile.
Or just ignore the instructions of the game.
Totally.
John, no weapons. All right,
All
brass
right,
knuckles
okay.
it is.
Brass knucks.
All right, rocket launcher.
We got
I could beat 15 kangaroos with an RPG.
really funny.
All right, this is from your book of facts.
This is from the wonderful Book of Extraordinary Facts.
And it's hardcover.
It's hardcover.
JD Vance would love that book.
You will, JD. You'll like it a lot.
I
And
mean,
I've referred to it a lot.
you have to bring on your
recently.
fishing trip
I have.
with JD.
Okay, I can do that.
What's your fun fact today?
Oh, that's a fun fact. It's called 11 Examples of Good, parentheses, and Bad Manners Around the World. Sit up straight. Say please and thank you. Don't put your elbows on the table. Most of us were drilled from an early age in the proper manners and etiquette. But once you leave your home country, things get a bit complicated. Here are some examples of how other cultures do things differently.
I'm already breaking like 4 of those rules.
I know you are. Number 1, in China and much of the Far East, belching is considered a compliment to the chef and a sign that you have eaten well and enjoyed your meal.
Man, Janelle will be blushing here if all the compliments I gave her.
Yeah, I know. I've been with you on those complimental things. Number 2, in most of the Middle and Far East, it is considered an insult to point your feet, particularly the soles, at another person or to display them in any way. For example, by resting with your feet up.
What about crossing your legs?
Doesn't say anything about that.
I guess you can't do that.
I guess not. Number 3. In most Asian countries, a business card is seen as an extension of the person it represents. Therefore, to disrespect a card by folding it, writing on it, or shoving it into your pocket without looking at it is to disrespect the person who gave it to you. Wow, I never knew that.
When's the last business card you gave out?
Oh,
Do you have any for your new job?
I do. They're on order.
Oh.
They're on. They even have my picture on it.
Who took the picture?
Yeah, I think you took the picture.
I did?
Yeah, I pulled it from one of the ones that I had on my phone.
Really?
Yeah.
What is the picture from?
I don't remember.
Is it the one of you wearing a Bud Light t-shirt? It says
No, it wasn't that one.
here we go on it?
No.
Is it the one of you?
24. Taylor John. No, 24.
Is it the
Ooh,
one?
we can modify our Bud Light T-shirts.
Is
Taylor
it
John 24.
the picture I took of you in a parking lot with a koozie that's wrapped on your neck and your thumbs are up?
No, wasn't that
I'm
one.
trying to think of other. There's one fishing trip where we just every place we stopped, you took another picture with a new gang sign. Was it one of those?
Oh, no.
No.
It's more business-like than. It's the one that I had my coat on, tie, and looked very professional.
I don't think I took that.
You may have. I think you probably edited it or something. You did something with it. You had your pixie dust all over it. So
Interesting. Well, I'll look forward to seeing that picture.
okay.
Did you get my credits on it? You put my watermark on there,
I did.
right?
No, I didn't. We can do that though. We can have that done.
Gotta quit the job now, I guess.
We'll put the cred in there and we'll put the watermark in there.
Well, now I'm curious. Who do you hand your business cards out to?
Prospective customers, prospective clients,
So you're gonna keep
car guys, whoever they are.
you're gonna keep those things on you at all times.
I'll probably keep 5 or 10 of them on me
Wow.
or in my car and just hand them out like candy.
Or you could do like in Vegas when you go to a stop sign, you look down, there's just like 15 stripper cards on the ground.
Really?
Adult entertainment, and it's just like naked girls in these cards. So you could just do that, just like downtown Kansas City, and just like toss a bunch of your business cards.
We could do that.
But you'll have a fully clothed picture on it, though, right?
Oh, by all means, yeah. We have to maintain some sort of decorum.
Kansas City Auto Museum, where the cars are exotic, the men are not. Something like that.
You're a mess.
All right. Well, next rude behavior.
Okay. Number 4. Nowadays, a bone-crushing handshake is seen as a manly and admirable in the United States and the United Kingdom. But in much of the East, and particularly in the Philippines, it is seen as a sign of aggression. Just as you gave any other part of a person's body a hard squeeze. Don't need to comment on that. Thank you very
Why'd
much.
you say it like that then?
Okay, number 5.
I feel like there's been times where I am shaking a bunch of guys' hands, and then it's a girl's hand, and I accidentally squeeze too hard because I'm used to shaking a guy's hand, like a firm handshake, and then it goes to the girl, and it's like a dainty, and she's not ready for it, and I've like crushed a hand. You monster! You've lost all of our business with you.
Slap in the face with a broken hand. Yeah, I'm always trying to be very conscious of that when I'm shaking someone's hand. If you kind of size up the person, you can do the bone crushing kind with people like yourself or
like myself, like what?
Like yourself.
Sturdy?
No, someone that has a bone crushing hand.
Just a thicker fellow. With a bear paw for a hand. But someone like you with a daintier hand.
Yeah, I've long, thin fingers, and I do have a bony hand.
Like a spider's hand.
It is a spider's hand.
Yeah, there's some weird handshakes I've had before. Like that person whose hand's always really moist. And it's just
that's
really
kind of
wet,
weird.
Clammy.
That is weird.
Or the person doesn't commit to the handshake and they just kind of give you the loose, like
the loose,
dead fish.
Kind of a dead fishy.
And this is not.
Yeah, it's sweaty. And
you should do that next time you talk to someone. Is reach out your hand, but make it like a limp noodle. Like, do I kiss your hand? What do I do with this?
What are we doing with this?
Your
thing?
Majesty. That's why you just do a fist bump. It's the easiest.
I didn't know we were going to do a whole segment on handshaking.
But that's part of the podcast. Is you bring ideas and we can ad lib.
We can schmooze about them.
You're a handshake guy.
I am always a handshake guy.
And you're also a first and last name guy. John Ryan.
Yeah.
You do it, the handshake, say your name, and you do a little head tilt.
A little head tilt. Say,
John Ryan.
John Ryan. Well, I'm trying to get their name. I'm trying to get their name and trying to be courteous. Courteous.
Do you pick your foot up and show them the bottom of your sole?
I do. I show them that. If not, I'll put them on their desk. See?
The feet?
I'll put my feet up on their desk. And I'll show them.
But then you're showing, it's a sign of rudeness to point them at them.
It is, but not in Arkansas.
But yeah, you're a big handshake intro guy.
Uh-huh.
I'm more likely to not do that than you are.
What do you do?
I'll say my name, but I don't love introducing myself to people sometimes.
Why? Are you scared?
No, I mean, like, if we're in a random place, you're more likely to go up to them and be like, John Ryan, I was just curious about your establishment.
You're right.
Like, it's a Popeyes.
Who's the owner?
Where'd the idea come from? Yeah, who owns this? Who runs this place?
Yeah, who runs the place? Is he around? He or she around?
His name's Jared.
Oh, okay. Hey, Jared, come. Jared, John Ryan.
Did he develop that place down there? They're doing a lot of work out on 132nd.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm more likely to be like, thanks for the service. I'm going to leave now.
Yeah, just give me my food and I'm out of here.
One of my worst traits about myself.
What's that?
Is that when I meet someone, I kind of am so worried about saying what I'm going to say that I totally space out when they say their name. So I'm really bad with names sometimes. Like, I don't know. I've got a good memory, but that initial intro I struggle with because, yeah, I
have a good memory, but it's real short. And so, like, a lot of times if I meet someone, I found this at the Auto Museum. When people come in, I'll introduce myself to them. Say, hi, John Ryan.
I saw you an hour ago.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Short-term memory.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's what I tell them. I say, I do have short-term memory. I said, and your name again?
And then you say it again a second later. Hi, John Ryan.
Yeah. And he'll say he or she will say whoever their name is. And like, we'll start talking about something and it's just gone. It's just gone.
Yeah.
And I'll have to say, I'm sorry.
Let me write this down. One second.
Yeah. Your name again, please.
It's just people I'd like to talk to again. Journal. They'll come in and say hi to you, and then have they already met you before, or that's just?
Some people have. Some people have met me before.
Are you good with remembering names then?
I am. I am. Because I associate the person to the car.
Oh.
And so that's always a good thing.
Yeah, good to see you again, Portia.
Mr. P.
My name's Kathy. Oh, you drive a Porsche.
Right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think I'm good about remembering details that someone tells me.
You are. You're kind of a detail guy.
Well, yeah, you tell me a lot of stuff. Like, I just a minute ago when you're like, yeah, I worked until 3 or 4. And I was like, no, you got off at 1. And then you remember that you told me what you got off at 1, and then the story changed. But yeah, I remember a lot of random stuff.
I got to keep you on your toes. Come on now.
I feel like a lot of this episode or this podcast is just us disagreeing and then circling back, and then you kind of agree with the first statement that I made.
No, not really.
Okay.
Not really.
This podcast is mostly you agreeing with me in the first statement I made.
No.
You're right.
No, you're absolutely incorrect on this one.
No?
Yeah.
Yes. So I am right.
We'll let the audience determine that.
Hey, Dad, if you can leave a review and tell them how...
Joe is not considered in part of this. Neither is Steve.
My mom?
Neither is Kim.
Yeah. Have you gotten feedback from your family on who listens?
My grandkids have said that they listen. I think that's probably the Texas group.
Well, there's one road trip I know they took where, Mike sent screenshots or pictures of his dash as they were driving, and he's like, we're on another episode, and they listened to like 5 or 6 in a row.
Oh, did they? Okay.
They must have all had their headphones in, because there's no way they'd listen to us talk for 6 hours.
Probably not.
Okay, sorry, what's your next point?
Oop, got to get my glasses on. You know, we love China. China is just one of our favorite countries, you know.
Yeah?
Yeah.
General So is a good guy.
Sure. Yeah. He's dead, isn't he?
He makes mean chicken.
He does. When dining in China, never force yourself to clear your plate out of politeness. It would be very bad manners for your host not to keep refilling it. Instead, you should leave some food on your plate at each course as an acknowledgement of your host's generosity. So you have to leave some food on the plate or they'll keep filling it up.
I think I've heard that, but I've also heard that certain countries it's an insult if you don't eat it all. So if Janelle makes something and you don't eat it all, did you not like it? I'm on China rules, baby. I'm trying to be polite.
She could have waited. She could have done much better.
You tried telling her.
I know, I tried, but it didn't work. In Japan and Korea, a tip is considered to be an insult rather than a compliment. For them, accepting tips is akin to begging. However, this tradition is beginning to change as more Westerners bring their customs to Eastern Asia.
Well, maybe we should have more Easterners bring their customs to Western America.
I think that would be a great idea.
No more tipping. I'm Korean.
Because, you know, you get these things. You know, would you finish on the iPad for us?
You're like, I just took communion. What am I going to give you a tip? Chill.
I know. The Catholic Church is going to be doing that pretty soon.
Would you like on the mouth or in your hand? All right, what tip?
Okay. The okay sign, thumbs up and forefinger touching a circle, is very far from okay in much of the world.
White power.
Nope.
Oh.
In Germany and most of South America, it is an insult similar to giving someone the finger in the United States. While in Turkey, it is a derogatory gesture used to imply that someone is homosexual.
Is that why you don't go back there anymore?
I don't go to Turkey anymore. I haven't been back to Turkey.
Not since all those accusations?
Yeah, just because of that.
Yeah, you had to quit cold turkey.
I
Sorry, that was dumb.
That was
I remember
great.
like 5 years ago, there's a big thing about people doing the okay sign, and they were just like racist. And it was like white power.
Oh, really?
The letters made that with the hand. We're not going to do it on this episode because we don't stand for that.
No, we don't. You're
But-
absolutely right.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
cool.
Similarly, in the UK, when the two-fingered V victory for victory or peace salute is given with the hand turned so that the palm faces inward, it is extremely rude, considered to be extremely rude, as it is a meaning similar to raising the middle finger to someone in the United States. So you can't do it.
Okay, so you do it.
I can't do it.
There goes our Dutch listener again,
I
our
know.
Denmark
No,
listener.
no. You can't do
Twist
it.
it.
Palm out.
Palm to you. Now you did it.
Now I can do it.
No, that's the bad one.
No, that's not the
It
bad.
said palm facing inward.
When the two-fingered victory peace salute is given in that hand, turns so that the palm faces inward.
Told you.
Oh, okay. You're right.
Look at that.
You're right.
Proving my point.
You did. You proved your point so
But-
far.
Is that like in Italy? Like, hey,
Hey.
spicy meatball.
In Greece, any signal that involves showing your open palm is extremely offensive.
You can't even wave in Greece.
Can't wave or any of that.
Wow.
Such gestures include waving, making a stop sign. If you do wish to wave goodbye to someone in Greece, you need to do so with your palm facing in, like a beauty pageant, consistent or a member of the royal family.
Nice.
How do you do that? I don't know how you do
I don't know. This is America.
America. This ain't no royal stuff.
Mm-mm.
And last but not least, in Luxembourg, Sweden, or excuse me, Luxembourg in Switzerland and France, public gum chewing is considered to be vulgar. While in Singapore, most types of gum have been illegal since 1992, when residents grew tired of scraping the sticky stuff off of their sidewalks.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than when you reach under a table in a public place and there's wet gum.
Oh, that is wet.
Well,
Oh.
it happened a lot in like high school and stuff because kids
Oh, yeah,
just
yeah,
didn't
sure.
care. But yeah, that was always disgusting. It'd be caked on there.
Ugh.
I never got. Same thing today. I was driving and I saw someone flick a cigarette off their motorcycle, and I thought, why is that okay? But I can't toss a straw wrapper out the window. Not that I want to, but like, why is one thing okay but not the other?
Conundrum.
We're rewarding their bad behavior.
We are. You're absolutely correct on that.
Just
Once again, see there?
correct.
Correct.
Did you tell my wife? We need her on an
No,
episode.
I'm not telling her anything.
So she
Uh-uh.
can hear how right I
She
am.
doesn't even know I'm here. She'd be
Yeah.
yelling and screaming at me.
I didn't clean. Will you let him in here?
God bless her, yeah.
Well, now she's fine with it because the renovations were expedited in the house with our guests, so
Uh-huh.
we're good for a while.
Yeah, for about a week, I think.
It's already kind of messy.
Yeah, I know.
Well, we should probably head out so we can let Otis outside.
We got to let Otis out, and we have to go eat, and we have to wish all of our listeners well,
Well,
and thank you. And
and
I do want to give a couple plugs.
we don't have to keep doing this.
CHD Wood Design. If you're looking for anything wood,
If you need anything with wood, just-
anything with wood, get
we'll
a
see
hold
if
of
we can do
get
it.
a hold of Mr. Chris at CHD Wood Design, and also Taylor Atkinson Photography. If you're thinking about getting married in the near future, please contact Taylor. He's one of the best wedding photographers
in the world.
in the Midwest.
Oh wow! That you're going to limit it to that?
When you said in the world, what country did you go to outside of the United States to do wedding?
Jamaica, Mexico, Dominican Republic. Need
Those
me
are all
more?
part of the continental United States,
In the Midwest?
Midwest.
Is
'Cause you're local.
Cancun in the Midwest?
No, Cancun is not. It's in Mexico.
And you're like, that wedding didn't turn out too well, so I'm going to stick with Midwest.
I'm sticking with the Midwest because you told me all about it.
Dominican, Jamaica. I shot a wedding then, man. Play it cool, man. All right, well, thanks for listening. Happy episode 41.
Happy episode 41.
Thanks for joining me again, little king.
You bet. Thank you.
Away with our palms. Bye.
But